Women are pissed that men are happier without them. Today's video comes from Man Guide. His channel will be linked in the description of the video so that you can go check him out and support him. Watch the end of the video to fully understand the implications of men walking away and women being furious that these men are happier living their lives without women in Western society today. Don't forget to follow us on Rumble. You never really know what can happen on this platform, so go ahead and follow us over there. Our Rumble is linked in.
I love it. I mean, I'm so passionate about it, and it's what I do.
Your passion
all the time.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Broke my ankle, call 911.
What happened?
John, broken ankle.
What?
Broken ankle.
What's the biggest penis you've ever seen?
11 inches, two-hand job. Wouldn't go anywhere.
By the way, I just want to kind of point this out. I'm not celebrating her doing foolish stuff, but I think that's a Gen Xer. I think that's a Gen Xer. And yeah, this is just to kind of just point out this video is not about Gen X, you know, and Gen X should know better. But yeah, guys, she literally just broke her ankle. And that was it. There was no crying. There was no screaming. This was just normal. This was not her first rodeo. This is a warning to Gen Z. Leave these people alone. She just broke her ankle and she was so calm and casual about it. Guys, Gen X is a dangerous group of people. I'm not messing around. These are dangerous people. These are very, very dangerous people. Like, this is like psychotic level of calm. Yep, I just broke my ankle. Time to go to the hospital. This is normal for Gen X. This is actually really, really peaceful. Oh, it just broke. Time to go to the hospital. Oh, well. Just tossing that out there. So yes, you know, she's still a part of the generation of women that are, you know, trying to do things that really should not be doing and, you know, and messing with the streets, but are in social media. But yeah, I'm just pointing it out. A Gen X woman is still a Gen X, a member of Gen X. And you really don't want to mess with this generation. This generation is tougher than every other generation out there. The boomers, they get a boo-boo, they start to cry. Okay? They start to cry. Boomers are not as tough as you think they are. They break down into tears. Gen X is like, okay, no one's coming to save me. Got to go take care of it. Just wanted to put that out there.
What happened?
John, broken ankle.
What?
Broken ankle.
What's the biggest penis you've ever seen?
11 inches, two-hand job. Wouldn't go anywhere. Wouldn't go in there. Really wouldn't go in there. So I had to lick it like a lollipop.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
I don't think I'll have enough solution to clean my eyes, guys. I'll never recover from this. What the clips prove is something we've known for some time now. The last of the honorable Western women are long gone. I mean, even most of the grandmas you see here are, as the caption states, for the streets. Today, we get to see what happens when generational depravity reaches all-time highs. The wall hoppers have completely lost their minds. There's no getting around that. The comments are, Granny is for the cemetery. Grandma, it's for the afterlife streets. The 1960s were wild apparently. They created the streets. Get this grandma off my feed. It wouldn't do any good, bud. There's no way any of us can unsee that. In resonance with the fourth comment, you're absolutely right. These women created the streets. It's a standard that has been set for over the course of 100 years.
I just want to point this out, guys. Do you remember when I told you, like many of you have been following me for years, and I told you, don't trust these little old ladies because you know, they're the originators of the streets. They are the OGs of the streets. These people, the boomers, they are the OGs of this lifestyle. Okay, all of the woke culture and crap that we're dealing with in Western society today, it all came from them. They're the originators of this stuff. They are the originators. A lot of these guys are like, my mommy is so special. My mommy is a good mommy. My mommy's a good mommy. She would never cheat on my daddy. Bro, you're like 42 years old saying, mommy, I don't care. I love my mommy and you're going to hell. And then they come back and they find out that their mommy isn't their mommy is their mommy, but their daddy isn't their daddy. In fact, they have four other siblings, and all of them are half siblings because none of them came from their father or even the same dude. Like because she had children with Chad, she had children with Tyrone, she had children with Ray Ray, she had children with Enrique, she had children with Pancho. This is Pancho or Sancho, one of them. All right, she had children with all of these different men, and now they're like angry Sama, I didn't know. I told you how society worked. I told you that how women think. You didn't want to listen. I didn't know. You were simping. You need to repent. I don't want to repent. I didn't have any control of myself. It's not fair. Life's not fair, little bro. Life's not fair. And it's crazy because I'll have these men, and I'm 40. I'll be 42 this year, and some of these men are older than me. Some of these men are like pushing damn near 60, and they're like acting like little kids. And then when they find out what reality is at almost 60 years old, they're like angry Sama or Uncle Angry. And it's like, bro, don't even waste my time. All right. You wouldn't listen. You're almost 60 years old and you threw your entire life away, refusing to listen to reason. And now when you're screwed or, you've been confronted with these facts that you can no longer avoid, you want to come talking about angry Sama or Uncle Angry, because I'm the only person I'll understand. Get the hell out of here, bro. Go back to the streets from whence you came. Back to the streets with you. Back to the streets with you.
The reason the MGTOW movement exists. There's no way to correct a century of perversion and no accountability. Moving on.
At first it was fun, then scary, then fun again, then spooky, but in a fun way.
This whole dating thing, especially at my age, over 50, is just bullshit. Like, I had a date on Monday, met him through Facebook dating app, seemed super normal, just kind of average guy. Date went great, good conversation. We talked about going to concerts this summer. He's like, hey, what are you doing for my birthday in June? We can go to Mexico. I was like, simmer down, dude. We just met. But it went well. And so I was like, okay, pleasantly surprised. This may not be such a bad thing. Well, today I'm scrolling on Facebook, and because we became friends on Facebook after Facebook dating, something popped up that somebody had liked from back in February. And guess what it was? Oh, it was him in a relationship. Yep, him in a relationship. So, screenshot, send it to him. What the hell, dude? We just went out on Monday. Are you in a relationship? Well, I got blocked. Of course I did.
Let me be very clear. So you have these women who are now in their 50s still acting like they have all the options in the world, and then they get pissed off when a man shows any interest in them, and then they get pissed off when they find out the man is actually cheating on them. But to be very honest with you, that actually makes the man more attractive to them, because you have to understand men and women do not think the same. We think very differently. Our brains work differently. Women are more attracted to men who are promiscuous and more likely to cheat on them than they are to men who are going to be loyal to them. This is just how women actually operate. And it's so interesting. When the guy showed too much interest, seemingly too much interest, that made her less attracted to him. When she discovered that he was actually that she was his side chick, that's when she actually became more attracted to him. It's a crazy thing. The reason why is because women are, they basically like constant dopamine hits. They need those dopamine highs. And that from the moment that they are babies to the moment that they become adults, they are constantly tripping, putting themselves into different emotional states so they can get those hits of dopamine and experience the pleasure that comes with the release of those dopamines to their brains, because their brains are wired differently than ours are. Our brains are wired to use logic based around facts. Their brains, they process reason based on feelings. So it doesn't matter what reality actually exists. It only matters how they choose to perceive reality and what they choose to accept, which in many cases is just outright delusion. This is the reality that we live in, and this is the reason why it's best for men to just walk away from dating, walk away from relationships, focus on yourself, your relationship with God, but don't focus on people whose main focus is really the streets.
Guess what? I still have her name. So, yep, sent her a little message, sent her the screenshot, and I'm like, oh, do you happen to be in a relationship with this person? Because we went out on a date on Monday and we met on Facebook dating. And as a woman,
She's just jealous now.
I would want someone to tell me. I hope she tears him up. I hope she puts him in his place. I hope he really is single again now.
Basically, she didn't want this man, but now that she realizes that there's another woman who has this man and she can't have this man for herself because now she's now his side chick, she wants to put him on blast and mess something up. All right? That's how women operate. So when a woman so for example, she can have multiple dudes on the side. She can have a boyfriend that she's living with and she would not consider it cheating. But because he's in a relationship and also seeing her, now she'll consider that cheating. So when women do it, it's not cheating. When men do it, it's cheating. There's no equality between men and women. There's basically special privileges for women and special punishments for men. That's how it works in relationships. That's how it works in society. And this is the reason why men are frequently leaving society, dating relationships behind and choosing to focus on themselves and their own happiness because they're seeing that it's just not worth it at all. If they want a relationship, they will go overseas and find a Filipina, a Latina, a woman in Thailand, or another country that has not been exposed to the toxicity of Western society.
What a jerk. So sick of this kind of bullshit. Like, is anybody honest anymore? Does anybody just want to be in like a normal, regular relationship? It's a good thing I have a cat.
Just goes to show no matter how old thoughts get, they still pick the men that most women want, which is the top 13% men. And I got bad news for this post-wall. A man who has options, becoming single isn't the best as a post-wall being single. He might even have a better time and deal with less stress since he's not cheating anymore. Also, if he's probably dating a modern woman, so it'll strengthen his relationship even more. Because now she realizes that he has more value and he doesn't need her. And she'll probably try harder to be the only woman in his life.
Like I said, this woman is just pissed off because she's the side chick and not the main chick. The main chick is going to act like I'm so upset that he's cheating. But the reality is that she'll be like, wow, other women want him. So, I'm going to tear him a new one and cry and get all really emotional when the reality is that now that's going to make me even more attracted to him and make me even want to sleep with him more than I already was, which could have been absolutely not at all. That's how women are wired.
Back to the post wall, this is what she is qualified for. A player, since I'm pretty sure she still wants a man taller than her, good looking and charming. But that's the problem. She still thinks she's qualified for a top man's commitment when she's been divorced, which proves she's not worthy of commitment because she failed at it. Let's check out the comments. A post-wall comments, been single for almost 8 years. The thought of a relationship makes me sick to my stomach. What she means is the thought of commitment and being held accountable. This is why most women divorce, to live that city girl lifestyle. A MGTOW man comments, it's not easy for us guys too, especially us honest guys. Yeah, whenever females complain about getting played, chances are they've played 10 times more men in their younger years. But back then, the thoughts justified it as quote-unquote finding themselves or enjoying life. Matter of fact, most men get played for players. And that's why I tell men, stop trying to romance these modern women. They don't qualify to be girlfriends and especially wives. If you're not MGTOW, pump and dump them. Otherwise, become a passport bro if you really want to be in a relationship. Another post-wall comments, I'm 66 and I will never date again. That's because no one wants to date her besides the crypt keeper, yet she's acting like she has a choice in this matter. No one wants the sagging skin or the wrinkles. Even men her age would rather be single than deal with a dried-up post-wall who's bitter about everything.
You have a lot of women who are 66 and they act like they're 16 and they think they have their entire life ahead of them, and men basically need to adapt to them and change for them and serve them and do all of these things to make them happy, or else they have all of this baggage. They have all of things like they have debt, they have children, some of them have children, they have nothing to show for their livelihoods, they have health issues, and now they think that they deserve a guy they deserve a 6'6" guy, at least 6 feet tall, 6-pack, makes about 6 figures, and can deliver 6 inches into the driveway. Into the driveway. It's like what do they expect? What do they really expect? They are disconnected from reality. While most men, will understand how things operate. For example, if a guy goes overseas, most of these guys who are wealthy, like if you have a guy who's stumpy, he's fat, he's overweight, he's overweight, not very tall, he's out of shape, he's balding, and he walks around in cargo shorts and a polo shirt, and and some comfortable shoes, with the socks in there. This guy, he goes overseas, he finds himself a hottie in Thailand or in the Philippines, and he has a kid with them. A lot of these guys, don't get me wrong, many of them are delusional, but a lot of them, they damn well know, especially the wealthy ones, they know these women are not with them because they love them. They're with them because of their money, and it's an exchange of value. It's basically an exchange of value. You have a woman who, if what would her life have been like without this guy? She probably would have married some local guy, and that's if they even gotten married. She would have lived a pretty miserable life, or very simple life. She would never have access to a lot of nice things. Now she basically married this foreigner. Guess what? Her children are going to look exotic, because we look exotic to them. Men from Western society, doesn't matter if you're white, black, you look exotic to them over in these countries, and they want your physical traits. They're women, so even if they don't physically want you, they want to have children that look like you, that have your nose, that have your lighter skin, that have your eye colors. They want those features for their children. So even if they're not physically attracted to you, they're physically attracted to your genetics. So in that sense, that is a value in of itself. They're attracted to the fact that you have money. You can provide for them. It's a trade of value. That, you know what, and that's fine, because everyone's getting exactly what they want, and they understand what's going on. Women in Western society, however, they pretend like they actually love you, while at the same time doing everything to make it quite clear that they don't even like you. This is the reason why, guys, you should be focusing on getting crypto and building up yourself, building your wealth, not focusing on dating and relationships, because she will never love you. She can like things about you. She can like things that you can do for her, but she will never like you as a person. We're heading for extremely hard times, and women are out here in the streets doing things like this. When the ATMs are going to stop working, the banks are going to have their doors chained up. And the only way that you're going to be able to protect yourself is investing in non-cash assets. I mean, not, taking your money out of cash and putting it somewhere where it's going to be easily accessible, and it's going to grow in value instead of deteriorating. And the stock market is not the right place, but crypto is. And, you can check out Angry's Crypto Academy. We teach you over there how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in crypto. And we'll also tell you exactly which coins will mint new millionaires and how to spot potential coins to invest in. So don't miss out on the opportunity. You can the academy is linked in the description of the video if you want to go and check that out. Your focus right now should be building yourself up, getting your money, getting right with God, not getting right with a woman, not focusing on women, because they will never actually like you. They will never fully appreciate you. They will never fully desire you. All right. It will always be something else. You should never allow a woman to also know everything about you. That's what honestly, I believe that cheating helps relationships. You're like, Angry, you've lost me on this one. No, not really. Let me tell you something. There are these skaters, I forget, there's like Tessa something and her partner, and like they're like figure skaters. They're popular figure skaters, and there's like, you can see these two are absolutely in love, and they're married to different people. And I'm going to tell you something. The secret to their relationship is the fact that they never married one another. They've always loved each other. They even confessed when they were children, but they try to play it off. And the reality is that they've realized that if they got into a relationship together, if they were married to one another, it would cause the passion to deteriorate. So what they've done, and it makes perfect sense, is they've instead chosen to, marry other people and then cheat on them. And I mean, you can even look at GMA, like Good Morning America, where you had those, you had the anchor like TJ Holmes and was it like Amy Robach, something like that, and they were both cheating. They were cheating on their spouses, and it felt good. It felt good, and they're probably gonna split. They're probably not gonna stay together. They may not even be together anymore. But what made it feel really good is because they were cheating. They were basically, it was something like they had like the home life, and then they had something outside of it. And I don't think it's their relationship is going to last, especially TJ Holmes. That guy's a player. And Amy's going to probably become very bitter at some point when it comes to him. Something interesting regarding that whole thing is his ex-wife and her ex-husband ended up getting together and are now, like, last I heard, in a relationship with one another. So that's a whole other strange world. So they cheated on their partners, and now their partners got together and are in a relationship with one another. The world is a strange place. Human beings are strange people, but you shouldn't be focusing on any of that. You should be focusing on your own happiness, getting your money, building your wealth. Like, guys, we have so much, for example, and if you also want to learn how to, become an expat, go overseas, survive overseas, make, and also build a business so that you can actually, create value for yourself. We actually have a lot of courses over in the Angry Guy Clubhouse, not to be confused with the Crypto Academy. We have Angry Guys Clubhouse. We teach you guys how to be an expat, how to, survive overseas, and we also teach you how to build a business, various different kinds of businesses. We have lots of courses on that, and you can actually learn you can actually learn how to do this, guys, how to build a business at home, and also how to build a business at home, and also and different kinds of online businesses, and also how to become an expat. I have over 10 years experience as an expat, and I teach you these things in Angry Guys Clubhouse. So you can go and check that out. That's actually linked in the description of the video. And again, that's different from the Crypto Academy. Guys, men and women today, the relationship is just pretty much over. There's no coming back from it. There's no coming back. There's no, oh, I'm going to, like, things are going to change. And no, you never really liked each other in the first place. She never liked you, little bro. It was your lust and your fear of being alone that exposed you to that relationship, because she was boring from the get-go. All right, she was boring from the get-go, and it was just the desire for physical intimacy and your fear of having to sleep in the bed by yourself that led you down this path. If you were able to control your lust and learn how to be alone, you'd realize just how boring she was from the get-go. And most modern women are boring, because they don't work on themselves. They don't work on their personalities. So, they really are, they don't even have good conversational skills. And when men, are secure in themselves and they don't need a relationship and they can control their lust, they suddenly realize just how boring these individuals are, and why it's better off to stay alone and save your money. And, oh, you're going to need a family and people to take care of you. That's what really nasty people say. That's what the boomers tried to do with us. And, and other generations try to do. They try to use their kids to supplement their futures. It's absolute scummy. It's a scummy thing to do. That's what a lot of people in other countries have done, where they'd have a bunch of kids. And the idea is that by having a bunch of kids, those children will now have to come and repay you they will have to repay you for giving them life. These are psychopaths. That's an absolute psychopath right there. Like, oh, I didn't have to have you. I didn't have to take care of you and be your parent. You are horrible parents. It doesn't matter. All right. And you need to stop complaining. Okay. There are people worse than me out there, but you owe me now. All right. So you need to provide me with food and shelter. And I'm going to need some money I'm going to need some money. Mommy needs some money, and you're like, what kind of money are you talking about? Well, there's general pocket money. I have expenses as a woman. And then, of course, there's money for the casino because I need to go hang out with my friends, and also, I'm a little older now, so I don't have a lot of years left. And Carnival Cruise is not, or they're not, it's there, and time is not waiting for anyone. So you need to have money to send me on my trips. This is the baby boomers for you guys. That's modern women for you. They've been doing this for a long time, trying to use us as their SLAVEs, and it's up to us to say, no, we're not going to allow you to continue extracting wealth and resources from us, taking advantage of us, and using us as though we're disposable. We're going to reject that. We're going to stand up for ourselves, and instead we're going to say, hey, you focus on yourself. I'm going to focus on myself. You do you, and I'll do me. Modern women the average women cannot. The women are not designed to live without a husband, but men are designed to survive independently of a relationship. In fact, most men are not really for monogamy. All right, men are polygamous by nature, but we've been conditioned for monogamy and told that, hey, if you give if you participate in society and give it your all, you'll have stability, so you won't have to continuously be out there competing, which is absolute garbage. I'm telling you something. Life is one big competition, and when you think that you're just going to have it take the easy road, that's when you have a much harder life. I guys, that's how I ended up learning it the hard way. I had a business before I even started, before I even became serious about life. By the time I was like 18, 19, I had my own business. I had a business. I was making tens of thousands of dollars a year. This is back when the internet was first developing, and I didn't realize just how difficult it was to do the things I was doing because I had a technical background. I was working in information technology right out in high school. I got a job working in information technology. It was different back in those days. You don't really hear stories like that anymore today. But I was working in IT when I was 17 years old, and then after I graduated, I got a much better job there, began making more money, and I was just chilling. And then I had a business online, and I was, had an online business, and I was selling stuff, and I had people working for me. Everyone was getting a cut. I didn't realize how good life was, and I didn't realize how capable I was. But I said, but it's a lot. So it's way too much stress to be your own, to be a businessman, to do business. And I didn't know a lot of things. Like I started off just, with a business certificate. I didn't know about LLCs. I had to learn all of this on my own. And but I was doing this stuff, and then what ended up happening is I just got tired of it. I was like, I just want to focus on college. I was, the boomers finessed me, and they're like, listen, bro, listen, little bro, if you go, you get this degree. We got some good money for you. Listen, business is hard. All right. You don't want to have to go out there and go get clients and deal with people and email. Listen, little bro, we got some good money for you. All right. We're gonna start you off at a minimum of $55,000. And back then, $55,000 was a reasonable amount of money. That was starting. Entry level was 55K. That was the lowest amount of money you would make with that kind of education. A lot of people were making 75 to 100K. So I'm like, oh, 55K. I've got to go out here. I've got to hustle just to make 60K a year, 50K, 60K a year. I can get that easy. I go and I get this degree, and I'm just going to basically get to sit at a desk and be handed money for free, you know? And they promised us an easy life, and they finessed us. And then basically everyone who ended up getting these expensive college degrees ended up with just pieces of useless paper. And now it's like everyone has to have a degree. But then again, fast forward like 25 years, we're in a situation where now companies are like, oh, we don't even give a damn about your degree anymore. It's about whether or not you have the actual skill sets to do things. So we don't care if you have a degree in computer science. In fact, we're not even hiring those people because they don't know how to do anything. If we see your birth date and it's like, it's anywhere after 90, it's anywhere after 94, you're basically considered a Gen Z, and we won't hire you. So you won't even get a shot. We're looking for older millennials and Gen Xers that actually know how to do things. So if you ever made mods or on Steam, or you build an app, or we'll work with you. You have a place here. But if you're part of the Gen Z brigade, don't even think about it. And they already have documentation that says Gen Alpha on it. You're like, Gen Alpha? They're like 10 years old now, and it's like, yeah, reserved for Gen Alpha, because they're definitely not coming in here. All right, after the crap that Gen Z pulled, yeah, we have security on guard for those people. We already have policies and work for Alpha. All right, those little criminals, those extra bad muffins. I don't even call Gen Zers are bad muffins. I don't even know what to call Gen Alpha. They're a whole other level of bad. Gen Z, their slang is basically Ebonics for white kids. Gen Alpha, their slang is straight up Ebonics. Their Ebonics is so hardcore Ebonics that guys like Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent would hear them speaking their slang and would say, no, hold up, little bro, you can't use that kind of language. All right, you can't use that kind of language. You have to do better than that. All right, I understand where you may have grown up or what, but you don't talk like that. All right, you need to learn how to pronounce. And no. I'm talking about this is like some real hood. I don't know, but this is what you get. You have 3 generations raised by women. Gen Alpha was inevitable. That's why I say your focus should be on getting your money, not getting into relationships or dating. Ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming. Will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now.
Like I said, would you rather eat a rotten fruit on the ground or a fresh fruit off the vine?
In China, if you're a woman, single, and over 30, you are called 剩女, which means leftover woman in Mandarin. In Cantonese, you are called 老底橙, 賣剩蔗, and 攝做辣, which means orange at the bottom of the basket, the sugar cane that didn't get sold, and the thing used for filling the gap of the stove. But if you're a man, single, and over 30, you are called 钻石王老五, which means a diamond bachelor in Mandarin. In Cantonese, you are called 笋盤, which means quality real estate.
I can't say I agree with all East Asian policy, but this is definitely one of the reasons brothers grab that passport real quick. The word of the day today, guys, is standards, a term lost to the sands of time when talking about Western women. You see,
the reality is that as men get older, we appreciate and value. As women get older, they depreciate. Because as we get older, we become more masculine and our wealth increases. As women get older, their youth decreases, and youth and femininity go hand in hand. Youth, femininity, vitality. So as she gets older, she loses those traits, and her reproductive value also decreases, thereby making her less appealing and desirable to most men. Women don't understand this. So when they end up like at 35 years old and they can no longer have children, or it's going to be a geriatric pregnancy going forward, they're like, I don't understand why men don't want us. I have a master's degree. I have all of this. I have this resume and all these qualifications. I'm highly educated. I'm well traveled. I'm so diverse. Why would any man not want me? Because you're the man that you've always wanted to marry. And then even then you still want a man that's better than you. So you don't actually. So the reality is, you're not playing the role of a woman. You have masculine energy, and now you're demanding the entire world. Why would any man want to do that? What do you have to offer a man? You've made it clear that you don't clean, you don't cook, and you're not really interested, and you're not mother material. Okay, you're not able to hold much of a conversation, and everything is all about you because you're the prize. Men are the prize. Okay, we're the ones who hire. We're hiring a wife. We're hiring a partner. Okay, to work in our company. We're the provider. We're the one who give you your paycheck. But somehow you think that you're the business. You're the bank. You are not. Okay, you need to come to us for survival. We don't need to go to you. Women think that because of their they think that because of physical intimacy, they are the gatekeepers of intimacy. They are not the gatekeepers of intimacy. If men begin to unanimously say that they don't want to be intimate anymore, it does not happen. What ends up, what the reason why women believe that men are the gatekeepers of everything. We're the gatekeepers of society. We're the gatekeepers of prosperity, and we're the gatekeepers of intimacy. If men unanimously decide that they don't want to be intimate anymore, it creates scarcity. The only reason why women are able to do what they're doing right now, and they have a stranglehold on physical intimacy, is because if the internet and the Sims, all right, you take those two things away, or rather social media, you get rid of those things, and suddenly women no longer have the same capabilities that they have today, and they would be forced to compete. The thing is that modern women cannot compete. They don't have the capacity to compete. They don't know how to compete. Foreign women can compete for men. Modern women were told that they should never compete for a man, and that a man would always come to you. This is the reason why women say they don't chase men. Well, guess what, ladies? Men don't have to chase you either. And women are like, oh, these men are trying to be nasty now. Well, we can play the same game. They don't understand that men are just tired. Men have the highest rates of control-alt-deletion in the United States. 80% of all self-control alt deletions are men. So why the heck do you think that most men are not going to be happy when they can be single, they can eat whatever they want and live comfortable lives, carefree of any stress, and they don't have to have someone in their homes bothering them and making their lives miserable and constantly gaslighting them? Women created this environment. They created these problems for themselves. And even when things are going well in a relationship, women will create problems in a relationship because they get bored. They get bored and they need the emotional highs. They need the emotional roller coasters so they can get their regular dopamine hits, because they're addicted to those dopamines. And it's something that starts when they're little girls, when they are babies in their cribs. They start crying randomly, not because they actually want their parents, not because they're actually in any distress, but because they're cycling through different emotional states so they can enjoy the different emotional highs and emotional lows. And there's no such thing as bad emotions for a woman. All emotions are good emotions, especially when cycling, which results in results in extraordinary release of constant dopamines. It's crazy. It's sad, but that's how women think, and that's how women operate, and that's why men have to realize your focus should be getting your money. Like learn day trading, for example. You can learn how to do day trading. You can trade a small amount of money every day and easily make a sufficient extra income. Hell, you can replace your job doing day trading. All right, and we actually teach you about doing that over in Angry's Crypto Academy. I just want to tell you a little bit about the Crypto Trading for Dummies blueprint. With this blueprint, you'll learn how crypto day trading can help you earn daily profits, even starting small. Imagine making $30 a day with $100, or even hundreds daily trading small amounts. Working just an hour a day. It's written so simply that even a fifth grader can do it. With banks collapsing and the economy in chaos, this skill is your lifeline. Click the link in the description to check it out now.
On the other side of the world, women notice that the clock ticks, while the other puts on the earmuffs and pretends it doesn't exist at all. The product is a bunch of aging women raging on reels that we watch for momentary enjoyment. The comments are, "Here you're just called a cat lady." Cultures all over the world don't sugarcoat things till they lose identity. It is just the West. They understand the wall in China. Feminist watching this video. Stove gap filler. Brutal. I gotta say, that's a new favorite for me. I have a German, Japanese, and Spanish under the old belt here. It's time I started learning Mandarin. The wall is something all women have to face, whether they like it or not. It's the unforgiving natural truth that no amount of feminism can cure. The only difference, as I said before, is that some just don't want to acknowledge it, like these ladies. Moon shoes. I remember those when I was a kid. I gotta admit, there's probably no better example of women fleeing the wall by picking up nonsensical workout routines. Perhaps they think those shoes will allow them to be able to jump it. But ladies, the wall is high.
Guys, women are pissed that men are happier without them. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, compared to crypto.